Hello guys, welcome back to Python Basic Tutorial Series Day 23rd class. It's me Ashodham Shetty taking you people to understand the basic concept of Python. In my previous class, I have demonstrated list operations along with example program. I have demonstrated different operations in that program. So today I have came with the new concept, that is tuples and dictionary. So this is the last concept of this data types of the Python. So today I am going to discuss about tuples. Already we know that basic things, definition of tuple, that is a tuple is an ordered sequence of elements of different data types. Okay, different data types such as we can give integer, float, list, or any, even a tuple also inside that. Okay, and elements of a tuple are enclosed in the parentheses, that is round brackets, and are separated by the commas, as we know. Okay, like list and strings, elements of a tuple can be accessed using the index values and starting from 0. These are the basic things about tuples. Okay, so let us see how we can create the tuples in the Python. Okay, for that we need to follow the syntax, like we need to like tuple. Okay, and it should be followed with the open parenthesis, and elements we can give with the commas as a separator. Okay, fine. Now tuple 1 is created. Now if you display the tuple 1, okay, there is a mistake, tupule1 I given. Okay, that's one. Okay, tuple 1 values are created. You can check the type of the tuple 1 by using that type function. Okay, that is class of tuple. Understand? And even we can create, as I said, we can give the mixed data types. For that I will give one example. T1 is equal to mixed data types. I will give now, that is integer, character, float. Okay, after that float we can give even tuple also inside, like this, that is nested tuple. Okay, it is created now. If you display the T1, T1 is displayed. It is a listed nested tuple, we can call as. And also we can give the list as list inside the tuple. For that we can, for example, take T2 as some values. Okay, after this we can give the list, that is list, we can give the elements of list inside the square brackets, right? So give list elements inside the square brackets and close. Now display the T2. Clear? Like this we can create the tuples. And if there is the assignment of tuple, the time what happens, if there is only a single element you would like to assign the tuple element, that time the element should be followed by a comma. If we assign the values without comma, it is treated as an integer. Okay, and it should be noted that a sequence without parenthesis, that also by defaultly treated as tuple. Let us demonstrate those examples now. For example, T3 is equal to, I want to give 10, so only one element, that time 10 comma we should give, like this. Okay, then only it will be treated as tuple. For example, type of, you give type of T3 now. Okay, so it shows tuple. Same way, if we are if I want to just if I give just sequence without parentheses, that time what happens, it will treat it as by defaultly tuple. Okay, just type of t4, you can check now for your clarification, that is class tuple. Okay, like this we can create in various methods. Okay, well guys, we'll move to the next concept, that is how to access the tuple elements. So as we know, we can access the tuple elements by using the index values. Okay, it starts from 0. So now let us access the tuple elements of T1. Okay, so T1 consists of these many elements. Now I want to access the tuple elements of T1, means we need to give the index value, like T1 of, if I give 2, the elements that means index 2 will be displayed 1.5, like this. For example, if we give T2 of 3, that time the third in 4.6. okay, the T2 elements are, these are the 3 2 elements, then the third index is 4.6. understand? And even we can perform some operation like addition or subtraction inside the index element, like this. For example, 2 plus 1, if you give, that will point to the third index 4.6. Same way, if we perform 6 minus 1, so this is the okay, so if you, so minus means we need to give starting smaller value, so that it is coming error. For example, minus, if you want to do the negative indexing, I am telling now, -1. okay, -1, T2 -1, so negative indexing, that is last element displayed. Same way, T3 -2, if I give, so T3, okay, T3 we have only one element, so -2 is the out of index, out of range. If the element is the index is out of range, then it will give the index error like this, in tuple index out of range, like this. Okay, these are all the methods, different various methods to access the tuple elements. Okay, well guys, now we'll see next concept, that is tuple is immutable. So we know that string is immutable, right? So tuple also is immutable. That means immutable means the elements of the tuple cannot be changed once created. Okay, if we attempt to change, it will produce the error. For example, we have the T1 elements like this, isn't it? Now if I want to try to change the elements of T1 by using the index method, for example, if I do T1 is equal, T1 of 3 is equal to, if I give something for example, T1 of 2 is equal to, I want to change it as 2. So this is the error message. Type of error is tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, so that's why we can conclude tuple is immutable. Okay, and we can even if an element of a tuple may be of mutable type if the tuple consists list. That time we can assign the list elements. Okay, change the list element. Let us see how we can make that. For example, we have that tuple with the list, that is T, we have created, right? T, let's create now T1, okay, with the list. Okay, 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma, and we give list something called 4 comma 6. Okay, fine. Now if I want to change the element of list, that time we can by using t1 of we have to index here to double index, like it is acting like nested type, so that we can give, first we have to give the point out the list inside the tuple. For that is index value 3. After that we need to point out the element, okay, 1. Now is equal to, now assign the value, I want to assign 10. Now the 10 is assigned. If now display the t1, check there that instead of 6 the 10 is assigned there. Like this we can assign the tuple inside the list, list inside the tuple. Understand? Well guys, now we'll move to the next concept called tuple operations. Okay, has strings and list, tuple also provides many operations such as concatenation, repetition, membership, and slicing. These are the common operations associated with the string, list, and tuple as well. Okay, now we'll see first operation, that is concatenation. We know that concatenation means joining tuples using concatenation operator, that is plus operator. Okay, we can also create a new tuple which contains the result of the concatenation operation. Now we'll see, for example, t1 we have okay, we have t1 values here, and I want to create t2. Okay, let's create 3 to now 7 8 9 10. Okay, now I want to concatenate this t1 and t2. For that, just give t1 plus t2. Okay, if you use like this, this will be concatenated. The result is shown on the screen. Okay, even we can concatenate with the different data types also. Like for example, we have the t1 is equal to create 1 comma, give some string and different type float type, and Bangalore. Now it is created. Now if I want to concatenate t1 plus t2. Okay, it is concatenated. Understand? Now we'll move to the second operator called repetition operator. Okay, the repetition operator is used to repeat the elements of the tuples as many times you want. So by using the repetition operator, that is asterisk. Okay, for example, I want to repeat t1, okay, 2 times. For that, t1 into 2, that the elements of t1 is repeated 2 times. Same way t2 into 3 times the elements of t2 tuple t2 is repeated. Like this, it is a simple operations. Okay, now we'll move to the next operation, membership operator. Okay, the membership operations, we know that in operator and not in operator. These two are used to check the if the elements are present in the tuple or not. It will give the true or false as the output. Okay, now for example, if you want to check the membership, that is for example, you have to specify the elements like 8 in tuple 2 I will give. Now if the 8 is present in the tuple 2, it will give true, otherwise false. So 8 is present, that's why it true. For example, if you give 50 in t2, okay, 50 is not present, that's why it is false. Same way we can use not in. Okay, for that give 100 not in tuple 2, okay, t2. So the 100 is not in the t2, that's why it is true, and 8 not in t2. So 8 is present in t2, that's why it is false. Okay, understand? This is the use of membership operators. Okay, well guys, so now we'll see our last operation, that is slicing operation. The slicing operation is like strings and list. We can apply the slicing operation to the tuples also. It is used to fetch the sub tuples are in the tuples. Okay, subtuple elements. Okay, now let us have the tuple 1 is equal to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 80. Okay, so in for this tuple, let us slice the tuple now. If the element I want to slice the elements from index 2 to 6, for that what we can do, we have to give t2 of 2 is to 7. So if I give the like this up to 7, then from 2 to 6 the elements of tuple will be displayed. Okay, here we have created t1, right? So t1 of 2 to 7, that is the 2 to 7 elements are displayed. Same way we can give here like if I want to access all elements of tuples, for that what we can do, t1 of the 0 is to, we have to give len of tuple. Okay, that is up to last it will come. Okay, len of t1. Okay, if you give like this, all the elements will printed. See, all the elements got printed. And I want to slice the elements, and it should start from 0 index without mentioning the 0 index. That time what we can give, we can just leave the empty of the starting index and give the ending index like this. Okay, for example, with the different value we can give like this also. Okay, fine. And reverse operation also we can give like this. For example, if you want to slice till end of the tuple, start from specifying index, for that we can give like this. Okay, end of the tuple. If you give the, if you leave second end point empty, it will slice end until end of the tuple. Okay, now we can specify the step size also, like it will jump to the elements by specifying the steps. For that what we can give, just a step t1, and we have to specify step size using we have to give 0, starting from 0, and we have to use here len function here. Okay, len of t1, len of t1. After this we have to specify the step size here, last one. Okay, last field. First is start, second is end, and third field is step size. Let us observe here. Step size here what happens, incremented to and indexes are jumping and displayed here. Clear? And next is we can traverse we can use the negative indexing as well here. For that what we can give, you know that we have to use minus here. Okay, or minus 6 start from, and minus 4, and first index should be smaller than second index here. Okay, clear? Like this. And we can traverse the tuple in the reverse order as well, that is negative index. For that what we can give, first and last like we have to give like this, starting point empty and start from -1. Okay, that time what happen, it will traverse reverse order. Clear? Understood? Well guys, we have demonstrated today, we have learned tuple, what is tuple, and how to create the tuple, and we have learned operations of tuples such as concatenation, repetition, membership, and slicing of the tuple. I hope today's class found informative and interesting. So practice all the code what I have demonstrated in today's class, and like the video, share to your friends. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.